Hey friends, this tweet from Lee Robinson today passed my Twitter timeline. I think it's fascinating. Lee built a prototype that leverages React server-side rendering with Vercel's still fairly new Edge functions and Edge network. And you might have heard it, everybody's talking about the Edge. And what is the Edge? So pretty much what Edge functions are serverless functions that are running very close to the person that is accessing your website or application. So if I'm accessing an application that is served from the Edge network from Germany, most likely a function that is deployed in Germany will respond to this request. And this is super cool. So what Lee's showing here is that he built a very quick application that shows and accesses the request information, like which city is this request coming from, and the IP address. What I did is that I forked and deployed the project, and I changed it to display a specific country code. And you see here that I am accessing this website right from within Germany. So while this is cool, right, because you could now deploy applications that react with specific redirects depending on geolocation, or render different React components depending on where the user and customer is calling in from. But how can you make sure that this is not breaking over time? Right? Let's think this through. If you have an application that serves different behavior depending on 5, 10, 12, 50 different geolocations, how can you make sure that this is not breaking? Because you're most likely not checking 15 different locations when you are developing this website. Luckily, if you're using Checkly, you can leverage our check feature that allows you to run checks from all around the world. So you see here that you can run checks from America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Asia Pacific, and we can run your test and monitoring code from everywhere on this planet. And let me show you how this works. So what you see here is a browser check, and I will explain how this works in a moment. But what I want to point out here is that this browser check is running from 4 different locations on a schedule. So it's running from North Virginia, North California, Frankfurt, and Sydney. And what I now can do is I can write a quick browser script that leverages Playwright to control a headless browser. And what I can do is I can spin up a new browser. I can open this website. I can query the DOM to make sure or to access the DE over here. And then I can run this from wherever. And you see here that I'm now running this check from Frankfurt. To kind of figure out where this check is running right now, I can leverage process env region to see that this browser check was running in EU Central 1. With this, I can now spin up a quick country region map to say, hey, when this request is coming from this region here, the application should display this country code. Vice versa for all the others here. And with this, I can make sure that the application is displaying the right information depending on the location where the request is coming in from. And then you can schedule the whole thing, right? So what you see here is this edge location check that I just walked you through, and it's making a check once a minute to make sure that the application is behaving and is displaying the right information. If you enable geolocation handling in your edge functions and in your edge application, you can make sure that it's not breaking over time. So let me know what you think about this, and I talk to you next time.